So today I'm going to explain my experience with Verizon Fios since I first got it set up. I'm thinking probably the end of July I got it set up. First of all, the installer came to my house right in the time allotted when he said he would be there. He actually called ahead to make sure I was going to be there and to let me know that he was running early. He did a wonderful job with the installation and the setup and just getting everything done. I would give the technician an A+. I think the job he did was just outstanding and perfect, so 2 thumbs up. But unfortunately, that's where the good experience ended. So we looked at the channels I had and discovered that I didn't have all the channels exactly that I was looking for. So he pulled out his iPad, pulled up the configuration of my account, and pressed a button that essentially would give me more channels. We wanted to upgrade and add some additional channels. And sure enough, those channels were added, but 3 of them weren't added. We were missing Fox News, we were missing Animal Planet, and we were missing DIY Network. All 3 of those channels that I expected to see were not there. Well, the remaining channels that were expected to be there as part of my upgraded package actually were there. So that's some kind of a bug in the system. I called customer support, spent a good half hour on the phone with them, and was told that yes, this problem does sometimes happen. So it's a known issue, it's a known problem, a known bug, known defect. But nonetheless, it needs to be resolved because it causes A, a bad customer experience, B, it causes the customers to have to call into your call center to try to figure out what's going on, which costs time for your customer service representatives. And it's just an inconvenient issue that's costing Verizon money, and it's costing pretty clear money, and it needs to be resolved. I'm not sure whether there's a problem getting a message from the iPad that the installer is using over to the application, or whether there's a problem with the message from the application getting to the database to update the user's configuration, whether the message is not getting to the table that possibly reflects the username and the channels that they're subscribed to. But somewhere there's a break in the system, it's a bug, and it needs to be found and it needs to be fixed. So finally, I had to make another phone call to customer service. I think it was another 20 or 30 minute phone call, and they tried to get the channels fixed, and then they said, we'll call you back when it's fixed. And a while later, they did call me back. They said it was fixed. I turned the TV on, and lo and behold, those missing channels were now there. So then, early September, I get my first bill. I opened it up. It shows me that 2 months are due. It tells me that it's overdue, and it tells me that my service is going to be shut off if it's not paid. And this is my first bill. So this is really unexpected. It should have been my second bill, or the first bill should have reflected only 1 month. But for some reason, it decided to say that 2 months were due, even though I was told it was going to be only 1 month. And it said the services were going to be shut off if payment wasn't received. So that's got to be resolved and straightened out. Figure out whether people need a second bill or whether you just want a bill for 1 month. Initially, I'm not sure what's wrong, but that needs to be resolved. I looked at the bill, and inside there in the left-hand part of the bill, it said pay this amount now. And then a couple lines later, it said pay this amount now, but it had a completely different amount. It said 1 month was due in one place and 2 months were due in another place, which completely contradicted. Those 2 fields contradicted one another, so what's due, I'm not even sure. So at any rate, I also noticed that this bill contained the last 4 digits of a phone number associated with my account that I had no idea about. So I called customer service, and here it turns out that my phone number from Xfinity Comcast that was supposed to be ported over was never ported over. Instead, they just assigned me a local number with the last 4 digits that I didn't recognize. So they had to close down that account and then try to port my number over from Comcast Xfinity. So finally, I've checked my phone now. It's October 24th. My phone is still not working. My landline that I'm paying for is still not working. I'm going to have to call customer service yet again to figure out what's going on. Hopefully they can get it turned on. but at least the original number that was added to my account that wasn't supposed to be there has been removed. This morning, all of a sudden, my service was just shut off unexpectedly, even though I had made a payment just a few days back. So that was kind of annoying and surprising. So I went to the television set with my Verizon box turned on, and it told me a specific amount that was due, and it gave me the option to pay that, but it said I first had to set up a PIN number. And to set up the PIN number, I had to press the menu button and then go into the system configuration according to the screen help, the text that was printed on the screen. So I clicked the menu button and nothing happened. So either these instructions on the screen are outdated, or they're incorrect, or the menu button just doesn't work in that situation. I'm not sure, but the instructions I was given on the screen certainly did not work. So that's another bug that Verizon's going to have to resolve, and you're going to have to figure out. So I was able to call in and pay my bill and get that done. Then I also looked at my bill and noticed that my name was spelled incorrectly and my address was not quite right and was incomplete. So that problem would cause a delay in my bill being delivered, as the post office has to figure out what's going on with that. So Verizon, you've got some serious quality control problems. You've got some bugs in your system and in your software and in the way it's implemented. And you've got quality control problems on the data entry aspect of things that people themselves are manually doing. The addresses are incomplete, and